Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the support, all the love, everything you've been giving to me. You guys help motivate me into gardening, posting more videos. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. So, what's going on, people? I hope you had a marvelous week. I hope you have a wonderful week. Shout out to all the hardworking people. Shout out to the people who have two jobs. Shout out to the truck drivers, the bus drivers, the nurses, the doctors. Shout out to everybody, man. Everybody who putting in the works. How you guys doing tonight? Well, tonight we basically gonna be talking about container garden because I think it's important. I realize there's a lot of new container gardening going on, and I just want to share a few tips that I know that can help, especially the new gardeners who trying to step forward into gardening, especially if this is your first year or second year. I know there's a lot of things you need to know about gardening. Hi, Sensational Container Garden, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? I hope you had a wonderful week and I hope your garden is doing amazing. Peace and love to you. Yes. Today I want to basically talk about gardening, but I want to wait. I have some demonstration I want to show. I have some plants that I'm growing in containers that I want to show as well. But I'm going to hold on until more people come in. But meanwhile, we can have a conversation. Meanwhile, well, for me, I had a great week in the garden. I had a wonderful week in the garden because there was a lot of rain, rain, rain. I get rain for a couple days. And because of that, once the rain is pouring, you know for sure the plant's going to be growing. You do get a lot of yield. You see, when the thunder and the lightning flash, the thunder and the lightning, like it help recharge the earth. And the rain, if you notice, when the rain, hey David, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for being here. I saw your videos with them cows, man. Man, them cows looking healthy, brother. Yes. Yes, guys. So when the rain hit your garden, it's like it bring life to your garden because you start to see your plants them growing more. You start to see your if your plants them start fruiting, you start to see the fruit them getting bigger and start to rise up, start ripening. So the rain does magic in the garden. I do believe that. Natural water, yes, yes, David, natural water. Yeah, that does magic in your garden. And that's no joke about it. That's no joke about it because over the years I have studied. You see, the thing about me, I like to do my own experiment and certain things. So because of that, I've been learning a lot because I did my own experiment and using pipe water and using rainwater on the same plants same era, and the result was far different. So it made me understand that the rainwater does magic in your garden. And that's no joke about it. That's no joke about it. So I hope you guys doing wonderful. I hope you guys had a wonderful week, because I did. Because like I said, I had some showers, and that showers had done magic in my garden. So I'm so grateful for that. Yes, guys. So I want to talk about container garden for a moment, because someone told me most cities' water are concentrate with everything we flush. You so right, man. You so right. It's like a recycle. You're right. It's like a recycle. And because of the recycle, you have to add certain things to, they call clean the water. You know how that works. Hey, Life with Alana, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Yes. Behind me, right behind me, guys, I have two plants right here. This is a lemongrass. I'm not sure if you guys can see it plain, but this is lemongrass. And with this one, I use this one to make tea. I boil it with hot water, and I use it for tea. Over here, this is a yam. I'm growing yam in containers. So this is a yam growing real healthy, healthy and green. Look at the lemongrass as well. Looking so green and healthy. Yes. But if you notice, okay, this one is the lemongrass, and this one is the yam. Right? Lemongrass is something you can use and boil, and I drink it, but I do not use it with sugar. I just boil it, or sometimes you just put it in a cup, wash it, put it in a cup, and pour some hot water upon it, and it does wonderful. Purple or orange yam. No, this one is a yellow yam. This one is yellow. I have few more outside. I have like 5 of them. I even have one in here that I got to transplant, which I'm going to show in a few minutes. Right? So with the lemongrass, let me pick a leaf. Okay. This is the lemongrass leaf. So now, if I want to drink some tea, some hot tea, I pick a few of them and I wash them. And yeah, and I wash them, and maybe I can boil them, or I can just put it in a cup and throw some hot water on it. And I've been drinking this for years. The older people used to love this. This is something everybody had in their yard, and they used to love this. When you boil this, it tastes like lemon. That's why we call it lemongrass. I'm sure other people call it different names. But we call it lemongrass. When you boil it, it tastes just like lemon. These are good plants you should have. But if you notice with this plant, you see the size of the container I have. The size of the container. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm trying to basically mention, right? Look at the size of this tree. Now, this plant will be green and fresh. Why? Yes, David, it's a herb. You said it. Yes. If you notice, I'm not sure if you guys can see how it green, not even a dry leaf it have on top of it, right? The container, the size of the container make this difference. And also the compost that I have in the plant. This make a big difference in this plant. All right. So now this container is about, use my tape measure, I just want to be correct. 17 inches tall and 20 inches wide. So you have 17 inches tall and 20 inches wide. So now you give this plant, you give this root enough space to grow. So while it's growing, it's gonna, and especially if you have beautiful compost in it, while this plant is growing, it's gonna be green and fresh with no dry leaf. Everything just green. But the trick to this is the container have to be a certain size. All right, so let me show you this now. The size of this, let me take some measurement as well. This is 10 inches by 9 inches. This is definitely, I would not waste my time and use this container for a lemon plant like this. The reason why I would not do that is because it's not gonna last. What's gonna happen is gonna only be for a period of time, then you're gonna start to see it drying, drying, drying. Why is that? Because the root gonna hit the edge of the container and then it's gonna start nowhere to go. So then the plant's gonna start drying out and die. So this is very important. People plant peppers in container like this. I would not waste my time using these containers to plant peppers, tomatoes, those kind of plants. The only thing I might plant in this is some herbs, some mint, some simple things. Root bong, yes, 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 definitely, definitely. Because when the root hit the container, the edge of the container, then it can't go nowhere. So the plant could, then you start to see the yellow leaf. Then when a lot of people see the yellow leaf, what they do, they run and get fertilizer because they believe the plant need fertilizer. Which sometimes all the plant need is a bigger pot. A bigger pot. And the thing is as well, when you have a big pot, when you have a big pot like this, you have a lot of dirt in the pot to help protect the root of the plant. So when the sun hit, could you imagine this pot, right? This tin pot in the sun all day. You know the amount of heat that penetrates in this pot? This heat is penetrating this pot and dry out the soil inside of there, inside of that. You understand? And by the time it dry it out, it start beating the root. So the heat start hitting the root of the plant. So these things is very important, guys, in container garden. The size of your container matters. It definitely matters. Is the leaf with flavor? Yes, the leaf definitely have flavor. Yes. It tastes like lemon. Yeah, so this is containers that you buy your plants with. Then when you buy the plants, you transplant them into a bigger pot. You cannot grow a pepper tree, a okra tree in small containers like this because you're not gonna get great result. Okay? It's best you invest in a big enough container that can help the plant. It can you have could able to have enough soil to help protect the root of the plant. Also have enough soil that the root can continue growing. The thing about plants, plants have a main root. Plants have a main root that basically go down. It could also curve as well and continue go across. But that main root travel. Then it also have the white roots, the small roots that grows. Those white roots need protection from the heat, and it also need covering from the dirt, from the soil. So it's very important for us to look into our container. Yes, yes, make tea with lemongrass. Man, listen to me. Where I grow up, everyone have these in their yard, and they used to have some big patches in their yard. And they just go in and pick and make tea. It tastes just like lemon. It tastes like lemon. So I believe that's why they give it that name, lemongrass. But it surely is a herb that we've been using for years. And it do have its benefit, which you guys can search it up and check it out. It do have benefit. And also it's a plant you can grow and take inside and bring back out in the winter, in the spring, depending on where you live in. Is there peppermint flavor? No, I'm not sure if there's peppermint flavor in this one, but I know for sure it tastes, this one tastes just like lemon. Just like lemon. Yeah, so guys, your container size matters in your garden. This is for small herbs. I would not plant a pepper, a tomato, those big roots plants. I will not. Potato, I would not. Nothing that grows, produce food under the ground, I will not. Plants that grow big with and roots, I will not. Because this size is wasting time. To me, to other people, it might be doing good, but to me, if you really want production in your garden, make sure you invest in containers that can really help your plant. Because I'm going to tell you something. With a container like this, right? You have a pepper plant, a pepper. Say you have a pepper tree or even an okra tree. Remember, these plants does grow tall. This plant could grow as tall as you, if possible, right? Imagine you have it in this small container. By the time it push the root, the root already hit the bottom and already hit the side. So now nowhere else to go. So now this plant not gonna continue grow. What's gonna happen? It's gonna stop growing. And then it might stop even produce food for you. Then you're gonna start see yellow leaf. Then you're gonna start see you have a problem, right? So this is why I'm talking about these size containers. With these size containers, you have enough soil to protect the root of the plant. You have enough soil for the root to grow and spread in the container. So because of that, your plants can grow tall. Your plants can grow tall because why? It have a solid root. And the bigger the roots get, the plant's gonna produce more food for you, and it's gonna look more healthy, especially when you're using organic compost and not these. Sometimes we buy these wood chip that did not break down enough for our plant and believe that it's gonna really do something. These wood chip have to break down and rotten before they can feed the plant. So if you buy compost, make sure you look for fine compost. I understand that everyone living in areas where they could make their own compost. But if you got to buy it, try to buy the fine one. And please invest in containers that could benefit you in the long run. All right? Now, this is a yam I have growing here. This is a yam. And I'm growing it in a container. I'm definitely growing the yam in a container. So, and look how healthy the yam looking. Usually, this is a stick that I have when I have it outside. Okay, the stick is for this yam, the vines run, you see? The vines run just like a beans, watch. The vines run just like a bean. Okay, so this stick, I put this down in the container and allow it to run up, but I take it out because I wanted to show you guys how you can grow yam in containers. But the thing is, like I keep saying, the container have to be big enough. Look at these growing. You ain't seeing a dry leaf in these things because the root is growing. The root is growing. I'm going to show you. I have a piece of yam down in here that I have to transplant. So let me see. Oh man, it's already down inside here. But there's a yam, two, because there's two yam growing inside here. One now shooting up, and this one already start growing. So I have to take out this one and transplant it to another container. The thing about yam, these yams, they take like a year to produce. So within the year, I might have to take it out. In the winter, you got to bring it inside. It's my first time trying it in containers, but I want to see the result for myself. So I would not waste my time planting anything in these. Because the thing with me is, I love when I plant something, it must produce a lot for me. I'm not one of the guys who wanna just plant and maybe I get too little food from it and I'm good. No. I want that plant to produce. So I do what it takes for this plant to produce for me. These little container is surely not gonna work for a pepper, okra plant, lemongrass, yam, potato. They're too small. You could try potato with these. You could try potato with these. You also, like A 5-gallon bucket. A 5-gallon bucket could do well for a pepper. Because the thing about it with the pepper, the root go down. They don't spread too wide, but they do spread. So the 5-gallon bucket, like, you can use that. But these I will not, me personally, will not waste my time. For little herbs, you could chuck your little herbs. Your turmeric, I wouldn't put turmeric in this. I wouldn't put ginger in this. The reason for that, I want them able to spread and produce the biggest they can produce. Yes, guys. So I just wanted to show you guys an idea about planting in containers and which size is best for you if you're really looking for production. Yes. Yes, guys. So how you guys doing? What's going on? I hope that what I now demonstrate, they motivate somebody tonight, or anybody come and watch the replay, motivate you to understand the size. Does the size of the container matters? Yes, it does matter. It definitely does matter, because it helps your plants in many ways. Your plant will look healthy and green and fresh. And I always say, I always talk about the soil. I always talk about soil and the importance of soil. I always talk about that. And the soil is very important. The soil and the water is very important to the plants then. So we got to be careful what we feed these plants with. Honestly. And the crazy thing about it is, we try to add so much stuff to these plants. If the plant have a dry leaf, we're ready to add some kind of thing around the plant. Instead of we try to figure out why this plant have dry leaf, or why the leaf is drying. Sometimes the leaf is drying because there's a root problem. There's a root problem, so the leaves start drying. It then have to be, you need to give it any kind of sting around it. Sometimes you could be giving it too much water. Like I tell you guys, these plants, not every one of these plants need a bunch of water. Not every plant need a bunch of water. Some plants can really fight it out with not too much water. And sometimes we keep pouring the water, pouring the water, pouring the water, and sometimes we drown the plant. It might sound crazy, but we do drown the plant. Yeah. I learned the hard way about root system size last year. I had to transplant all my tomato plant from small pot to 5-gallon grow bags. They took off growing when I did. Very well. Very well. So you see, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you had your experience, your experiment, which is awesome. Thank you for mentioning that. Because these are things I know for a fact. Because these are things I've been doing for years. So I know the size of the container matters. Look, sometimes, right? We go to the store sometimes and you buy flowers, or you might buy a fruit tree. And when you pull it out the pot, do you ever notice how the root is? The root jam on the pot and start going around, going around the plant now. So that alone shows you how important the size of the pot is. The size of the pot matters. And if you really want some nice looking plant, healthy looking plant that produce a lot of food for you, then you should invest in good containers. Two things you should invest into: your soil and your containers. These things can make you see greater result in your garden. Sometimes I know some people, especially the new gardeners, they might plant a few things and they see like 2 peppers on a tree and 2 tomatoes, and they're so excited, which you should be excited. You should be excited because your hard work is showing, is paying off. But by adding a little extra, you can see more, way more. You can see way more. You know, I'm looking at pepper trees for me now with 10 peppers on top of there. One pepper tree with 10 peppers and still loaded with blossom. You know, so you could get more out of your plant. You just got to make up your mind to do the extra. Now, before I drop a seed, I find out about the root system, watering, how much sun my garden suffered. Go big or go home. All right. All right. Before Sensational Container Garden say, no, before I drop a seed, I find out about the root system. Definitely the watering. Definitely how much sun. Definitely my garden suffered. Go big or go small. It's very important. It is very important for you to know your plan. And one way you could see a root system of a plant is the end of the season. When you decide, all right, let me pull you up. Check the root out. That's a good way to learn about the plant root, because you're going to see how you're going to see the length of the root and you're going to see the width of the root. So next year you will know, okay, this plant need a definitely bigger container than the one I used last year. So it's all a learning process. And you know what I'm saying? Every year you will learn something in your garden. That's what I know for sure. Because I've been doing gardening for so many years. But guess what? I still learn every day in the garden. So don't forget your soil, the water, even the sun, the sunlight. Because guess what? Also, we know a lot of plants do not love too much sun. We know a lot of plants rather the cooler weather. They love shades. So these are things you have to know as well. Which plant love the shades and which plant love the sun. So it's all about knowing what you're planting and understanding them. And then when you understand them, you're able to get a lot more from them. Hello, Cousin Damnek, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah. Yeah, we here talking about container garden, and the size of the container does matter. And I want to show you my yam. This is a yam in the container. I'm growing yam in the container, and also lemongrass. So I basically want to show you guys basically the size does matter in the container garden, because without the size you could have a lot of different situations which you might not like. You can have your plant start suffering, your plant start getting dry, your plant start dying, your plant ain't producing enough fruits for you. So invest, always try to invest. If you want to spend money in gardening, spend it in the soil, spend it in the container, because that's important. Very important. You want to grow healthy food, you want to grow food with a lot of production that keep producing. Make sure your soil is good and your container size is big enough that these plants could spread their roots and they can grow. All right? Just like raised bed. Raised bed gardening is another thing as well. Let me see. Small container require more water. I plant my flowers in small container and they are the only plants in my garden that is always dry. Yes, small containers is not it wouldn't it not doing well for you. It's gonna definitely it's gonna make you feel upset. And that's no lie. It's gonna make you get mad because you're gonna start seeing what you're gonna be seeing you're not gonna like. Because the root, like I said, once the root hit the end of the container, once the root hit this area, it's not going nowhere. And because of that, you could lose your plant. So then that come like you wasting your time. So spend a few more dollars and get a bigger container. Or you could just get creative and make some get some board, 4 pieces of wood, and make a box for yourself. Just being creative. So you make the box big enough that the plant can grow. Like raised bed, especially. Yes, especially when come on raised bed, especially if you're not digging the soil. If you just adding, if you just adding stuff in the raised bed, then I think your raised bed, the wood that you frame your raised bed with, should be at least 12 inches. It should be at least 12 inches high. Yeah, with the tape measure, at least 12 inches. If you're not digging the soil, if you're just throwing soil inside of it, it should be at least 12 inches high. Why it should be that? It gives the root plants, roots, that main root need room to grow, to run. So 12 inches, I think, is fair enough for a raised bed if you're not digging the soil. Only if you just add in, like you build a raised bed, or you just add in compost inside. You should have it at least 12 inches. If you're able to dig it, then that's fine. Because at least you dig in the soil and you just frame it around with the wood. So that's cool. Also, my plants, I try to plant them at least 12 inches deep. I'm not sure if everybody can do that, but I have learned over the years that the deeper you plant these plants, they produce a lot more for you. And I'm seeing that up to today. This is something I've been doing for a long time now, and I realize the benefit. I keep saying this over and over, but the benefit for planting deep is you would not have to water that plant as much as you have to if you didn't do it that deep. Then the plant can also survive for a longer period of time than if you plant it on top. Then we realize again the sun sometimes don't get that deep under the surface. So we also have a lot of minerals underneath that surface that the plants can feed on. But if you plant the plant 5 inches, 4 inches deep, then the sun could penetrate and dry out that area. And then if say you have a drought, you have no water, and you plant your plant 5, 6 inches deep, and the sun penetrated, it can kill the plant. So it's a lot of benefit planting your plant deep. Lots of benefit. This is no joke. This is from my experience. I did not read a book for this. I've been doing it for years and I see. So what I'm saying to you guys is not to stop. I'm not telling you to stop plant the way you plant, but just try some new tricks. See what it works, see how it works for you. That's all. You try a few little tricks. It doesn't matter if you planted in container or raised bed, you still could get production. You still could get good production. There's just things you need to know. There's things you need to know. And once you apply these things, you can have good production in your garden. Just don't stop. I don't want you guys to give up at all. Keep putting them plants in the ground. Right now, we heading for July now, guys. We heading for July. So now you got to get short crops now. We got to hit the short crops. We got to hit the short crops now. You're supposed to have your pepper in your ground already. Your pepper. You should have your okra in the ground already. You should have all these things in the ground already. Hey, Hands in the Dot, how you doing there? What's up? Thank you for being here, man. This year, I amend all of my soil with chicken manure. Not only the nutrient help, but manure help retain moisture. I'm in 9B and container dries out easily. Well, you know what? Foul manure, honestly, foul manure is a really good manure for plants. It ain't no joke about it. Foul manure is really good. So, and you're right, it also help with the moisture. It also help keep the moisture, definitely. You see, these are good tricks. These are new things. We learn, you know what I'm saying? So thank you for sharing this as well. I'm sure somebody gonna hear this and enjoy doing this because it's a lot of things. Because the moisture in your container or wherever you plant it, it is important. It definitely is important because the root need to be feeling that dampness. If the root is not getting that dampness, what could happen? The root could die. Just like if we're not getting that water, we could die as well. You know, so it's very important when come under moisture in your container. It doesn't matter where you plant it. The moisture is very important. This is why I choke them so deep. Hey, hands in the dirt. This is a yam I'm growing here. A yam in the container. Yeah, I just want to show people that they can grow yam in container as well. It just need a big enough container to grow your yam. Hello, that backyard life. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, guys. So container, when come container garden, just make sure your size, the size of your container does matters. Okay? Yes, the size. Because okay, this lemongrass, someone give this lemongrass, right? Someone gave me this in this container. But from the time they gave it to me, I realized, you know what, man? This is too small. So what I did, I transplanted to this container. And look, you see, look how it's spreading. If I did allow it to remain in this container, it would not look like this and it would not be that big. Maybe it would have died. So this is why I'm saying the size of the container does matter. I will not plant a pepper in a container like this, a okra. I will not plant potato. I will not, the only thing I will plant in a container like this is just a few herbs, not too much thing I will plant in this because I already know I'm not gonna get as much as I would like out of it. So using the containers, and it also goes with your soil as well. Guys, you can make your own soil, create your own compost and grow healthy plants. Let me tell you something. Sometimes when you might have a plant, right? And you see like a yellow leaf on the plant, and the plant look like it's dying. Sometimes it's not fertilizer the plant needs. Sometimes it need a bigger pot. Sometimes the plant need a bigger pot, or it might need less water, or it might need a little more water. This is why it's important to know the plants them and able so you could walk with the plants. Bigger plants produce more soil for the roots, more soil to protect the root of the plant. So when the sun penetrates, that you have enough dirt, you have enough soil to protect the plant. Could you imagine you have a pepper tree in this or an okra tree, right? And the sun is penetrating this. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? 90 degrees penetrating this with your plant down inside here. It could really damage your plant. But when you have containers like this, with the amount of soil you have in there, it helps protect the root. And then you ain't gonna have to water that plant as much as this. Then let's go on the soil for a moment. The soil we use sometimes. I went in the store, right? I wanted to do a video to basically check these soil out that they sell in the store. And some of the soil naturally having wood chip inside of them. It's so coarse. Now, this need time to break down. So, okay, say for instance, you plant your plant in them kind of wood chip. That's not gonna do nothing for the plant because it's wood chip. So that wood chip still need time to break down before it can really feed the plant. So if you really want to buy this product, look for the one them that easy to break down. Don't get the one with the coarse stick because you need time for them to break down. You know, you need it when you press it. It must just crush in, not you crushing and you crushing stick. So when you go to the store to buy your manual, search them. Don't just grab them up, search them. Sometimes they have open one, feel them. Just feel them and feel the coarseness. Or if you have space in your backyard, you see that the thing is sometimes we don't have enough patience and we don't just want to just, and it don't happen overnight, right? It don't happen overnight. So what happened now? We got to take time to break down our compost. So you could have a compost bin where you put in thing to break down and cover it, leave it there to break down. Then also in the winter is a good time to start your compost, your containers in the winter. Start your containers in the winter. Start adding your compost into the containers and leave it there. Allow it to break down instead of waiting for the spring. Because when you plant them in the spring, when you wait till the spring, then this thing did not break down enough, so it's really not feeding the plant. So this is why sometimes we have such a late start with our plants growing. We need from the time you plant, these things must start growing because you ain't have time. You only have a period of time to grow your food. So start in the spring, in the winter, so you have a little time to break down. So when you plant your food, it's already ready to feed the plant. So the plant's ready to go. All these things is very important in gardening. Very important. And this is the honest truth why I post so much videos because I just want to able what I'm saying, I must be able to show it. Okay? The garden, I did a video showing that I create a garden, right? With over 50 different plants in that garden, different type of plants, yeah. And I did not spend a dime on that garden. Not a dollar I spent. How I did that? Saving my seeds, setting my own seeds. You know how much money? If I had was to buy all these plants that I have in my garden, it would have cost me a lot of money. Why? Because I'm seeing plants for $4, almost $5 for one plant. So by me saving my seed, able for me to save a lot of money and able to feed my family and friends for months. For months. And when my garden, when you see I start harvest, is non-stop straight down until November. Last frost. When the last frost is non-stop. I can go in my garden every day and get food out of it. And this is how you want to do your garden. You want to able to eat out of that garden on an everyday basis. So, there's ways to do these things because you got to plant. Timing is very important as well. Timing. That's why I'm telling you guys, you got to study your plants. Because timing is very important. Why timing is very important? If you're going to plant 50 pepper trees, right? You're going to plant 50 pepper trees or 50 tomato trees. You got to stage them out. You cannot plant them the same day. You have to stage them out. You plant some this week, maybe the next 2 weeks, you plant some more. But you got to stage them out. So when they start ripening, when they start producing, you will always have tomatoes. You will always have pepper. You could go in your garden every day and pick tomatoes and pepper, just like me. Today, I almost every 2 days I can go and harvest tomatoes from my garden right at this moment. My okra them growing up lovely. That's another plant that I really love, and they're doing wonderful right now. And okra, you could harvest every once your okra plant start producing, you could harvest okra every 2 days. Every 2 days, you can be in that garden harvesting okras. So it's just stages. You gotta know how to stage it out that you can always go out in your garden and grab dinner. You can always go out in your garden and grab lunch. But I just want, my thing is, I just want to encourage. This is what I really want to do. Encourage people to plant some food because it's not that complicated. And if you really know what you're doing, you ain't got to spend a bunch of money on gardening. Because I create my garden, all these plants, and I didn't spend $1. Seeds, set your own seeds. And right now, we in July. So guys, you have to, today's the last day of June. You have to sort for the short crop. You got to put in as much short crop as you can right now that you can get that cannot take the cold weather. So you have to start to put in those crop like beans, cucumber, what else? Corn. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can plant at this time and able to harvest before the frost. So look into these things, guys, and don't forget, if you're using containers, it's better you invest in bigger containers than these small containers. I do believe you will be able to get a lot more from the containers. I do believe that. The bigger the container, the more the soil it holds, the more the root can grow, the bigger the plants can get. I mean, it's exciting. And don't forget, you definitely can grow yam in container. Okay? I'm going to get a piece of yam right now. I'm going to show you the yam, how I transplant this yam. And give me a minute, please. All right. So this is the yam right here, and this is the head. So now, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna plant this and also this. So if you look in, you might be able to see, yes, the root from the yam. So I can plant this yam, and this is the head that come from this yam. So now I can transplant this and also this. So this is what's growing in this container right now. This is what's growing in this container. So you could plant yam in containers, guys. You just got to know the right size. Hello, Duval, how you doing? Thank you, thank you. Okay, I need your info last year when I was using Barbie size pot. Baby size pot. It's like, oh, okay, okay. I was here. I was here all the time. I was here all the time. Don't baby size pot. No, it's really no. Invest in bigger pots. Invest in bigger pots, and I think it's gonna be a lot better for you. You will get more greater result from it. That's no joke. This is why I bring these for definitely show you the great result you could get because you create a bigger root system for the plant. And some plant produce a lot of roots. In no time, the root could hit the end of the container. So if you now only have this small container, then you have a problem. You back in the plant from growing and it's not going to produce nothing for you. So with these yams, guys, all you got to do, like in the springtime, all you got to do, you put it in some dirt and just leave it. Then we're going to start to do, you're going to start to produce roots like this. It's produce root like this and you plant this. So now, just like the potato, the sweet potato. So now you plant this and you still could plant this. You see? So this root, this come from this, and you see what I'm saying? And this is what's going on right here. So now these yams runs a lot. They run all over, they run a lot. Like sweet potato vines, they do run. So what I'm going to do, this stick is what I put in the container for it to run upon. With this stick here, so that and I'm gonna lap around and run up on top of it. But it went pretty well. But the only thing about it is yam take like a year to produce. That's the only thing about it. But it's good to try. It's definitely good to try. It's definite in containers, you can grow anything. You just need the right size container to grow your food and you can be very productive. Okay? So size does matter in the garden. Size does matter. Yes. So guys, how you all doing? How the garden going? You guys getting any rain? Did the weather change for you guys? What's going on? I hope you guys had a wonderful week. Well, tomorrow I want to do a video with oh man, I was to do that video today with the end of season garden tour. Because honestly, I have a lot going on in my garden, a lot, and I get rain for like 2 days. So because I get that rain, it has made the plants them fruit a lot more. So now I have peppers, okras, tomatoes. I have everything coming in right now. So this is why I'm telling you guys, figure out how to space out your planting. That everything could start to come in around certain time, not everything one time. But if this one ripe this week, the next week the other one gonna be ripening. These are things could really help you in your garden. And with this short growing season, like who have the short growing season, you need to try to put as much as you can, well, as much as you can control. Yes, as much as you can control in the garden. Because, guys, honestly, I don't know what is going on, but something is going on. And I just want we to understand that we got to start to put some food aside, start to grow food, learn to grow food, learn to do something. Because something is definitely happening. Hello, Cordelia. Behind, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yes, so now, guys, even if some beans, whatever you can, put it aside. Learn if you're doing gardening, start learning how to how to make your own fertilizer because now they're talking about fertilizer shortage. They talk, I mean, if these people telling you about warning you, they're naturally warning you. If they're warning you and then you ain't do nothing, then it's gonna be on you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared. Just try to be prepared. Just try to save a few things. Put some water aside because you just never know. And we're not in the world today where people use, like our people used to give. You can't go knock your neighbor door for nothing. Then, you know what I'm saying? So, even as a gallon, 5 gallon of water, put it aside. You just never know. Just be more prepared and be more aware of what's going on because this thing is surely not no joke. Plant your food, don't stop planting your food, keep planting your food. Don't save whatever you can. Learn to these days too, you gotta learn to can food, guys. We gotta get back to the place where we start finding ways how to save your food. Canned food is very important. Don't give up on that. This thing is serious. We only got 10 minutes of rain today in 2 weeks. Oh, wow. But Duval, I know the soil still dry. I'm sure, I know it ain't go that far down. Well, if it, you see the thing, you know, I rather the rain to drizzle than to pour down hard. The reason for that is when it drizzle, it kind of soak the earth. It drop down and soak the earth. But when the rain come down heavy, it just dropping and running. So the bottom is really not getting soaked. So I know 10 minutes of rain after 2 weeks, I know you need more. I know you definitely need more. I had rain and man, It's rained for a few days. I was so excited because, man, I was getting ready to start watering the plant because it takes 3 weeks before I get any rain. And I don't really wet the plants them. But because of it was going for so long, I say, man, I will have to start wetting these plants because this is 3 weeks now. And the rain tumbled down. Oh man, I was so excited. The rain tumbled down for a couple days too. I was in the rain tying up my tomatoes and my peppers on stake because if I didn't do that, I might have lose a few limbs. So I was in the rain staking the peppers and tie them up. Because you know that's important as well. Staking your pepper, especially your pepper. Your tomato, them could always fall down and still thinking, but your pepper basically break its limb. And then when it break its limb, what happened? Sometimes you lose peppers. Hi Angela, Canvas Delight, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah. So when you know 1 year my pepper tree them was blooming. So much peppers. You know what I mean? I'm so excited because I'm looking at the pepper tree them loaded with pepper. But the thing is the pepper them was so young. And the rain come. And when the rain start to beat, the limb them just start popping. The limb them just start popping. And you know, I lose so much pepper that year that I tell myself, no, I'm gonna do better. I'm not gonna allow this to happen again. Uh-uh. Yes. So staking your plants, them guys, is very important. Though do not ignore that. Even though you have them in a container, push. And you know what, guys? And next thing I want to tell you guys as well. Try to stake your plant them young from young. Don't wait till they get old and start producing to stake your plants. Start them from young. You know what I mean? Push that stake down between them root from young. Because remember, sometimes there are some roots that are very delicate that they already start spreading. And while they're spreading, you pushing down a stake. So now you damaging that root that's spreading. You see what I'm saying? You damage the root. So it's best to state them from young. If you have the time, state them from young. It's best to do that because you could damage the root, pushing the state down when they already start getting ready to push blossom. I learned from that as well. So that's why I'm mentioning it to you guys because sometimes there's roots that are very delicate and could definitely damage the root of your plants. I'm just giving you guys few like a tips, you know what I'm saying? I know you guys gonna do wonderful. I know you guys gonna do great, but I just giving you guys little extra tips to use in your garden that can really help you make life a little more easier for you in the garden. Because at the end of the day, you're looking for production in the garden, not planting food and not able to harvest. I show everybody want to harvest in abundance. A matter of fact, in abundance. Yes. So yes, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this live. I try to share as much information as possible for you guys, especially the new gardeners. I try to share the information that you can gather and try to apply some of them. You have to create your own garden skill, but along the way, you could also learn a few things from others. That's how you get better. That's how you learn and able to teach someone else. So I just want to tell you guys again, invest in big enough containers for your garden. Do not waste your time on these little containers, especially when you're planting plants that can go over 4 feet tall, 3 feet. Make sure, try to, these containers is for herbs and little plants. When you're talking about peppers, tomatoes, try to invest in bigger container, 5 gallon. Honestly, I will say 5 gallon the least, for real. I appreciate your tips. They have already helped me in my garden. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience. You are welcome. You are welcome. That's all I'm trying to do. Help, share, and because I understand and I want everybody to be successful. I'm not gonna know these things and then share them with people that I know it can help them. I will not do that. I try to help as much as I can. I even walk around in my community. I have a matter of fact, I have a few raised bed that I built for like three homes, raised bed that I built for them, and I take care of the plants for them as well. I just wanna able to help and help people because I saw my parents them did it, and but you know what? The blessing from helping is amazing. It ain't no joke. The blessing from helping is amazing. Hello, Audrey Willis, how you doing? Yes, the blessing from helping is amazing because sometimes when our parents, we watch our parents give away so much things, right? So much thing we watch our parents give away. And then when you grow up now and you realize, damn, you are so blessed because now you have people sharing with you. Giving is a blessing, guys. Giving is a blessing. And sometimes you just give and don't look for nothing in return because sometimes it do bless we. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's always a blessing. Giving is a blessing. Okay? So trust me, it is a blessing because I saw my mother and father give so much. And then, growing up, I see where people was giving back to me just because of my mother and father. Oh, your mother and father used to, just because of that, people start giving you stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we have to. Yes. I said that yes, he gives great tips. I can't wait to start my garden this fall. All right. Make sure you start that garden. Yes. All right, hands in the door. Good night. Yes, each one teach one. We learn different, and it's wise and kind to share knowledge. Yes, I agree with that. Because that's how we grow. We grow by learning and helping each other. We develop skills because if the elders never teach us how we want to learn, we wouldn't know these things. We wouldn't know the skill, the trade, how to plant food. because they share their knowledge, we able to graph it and now able to share as well. Your fall garden will be great. Yes, yes, I'm looking forward to see that fall garden. Yes, kindness always come back around. Definitely, definitely. That is true. Yes, giving, yes, giving is really a blessing, honestly. Giving is a blessing. Yeah, because sometimes, even with us, with our kids, we give, you know what I'm saying? And it come back. Sometimes not to us, to our children in different ways. You know what I'm saying? The blessing come back. Just like how they say, when you do good, it follow you and it follow your generation, your kids. It's the same. You do bad, it follow them. You do good, it follow them. So whatever we do, follow our kids. So by we giving, it also come back to our children. So me helping and sharing the information I know about gardening, it's gonna help somebody, and then now that person could able to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? So this is how it works, helping each other in however way possible. Sometimes you help people and you don't even know. You just help and it comes back, man. So, guys, just be blessed, and stay focused. Try to put some stuff aside because we don't know what's going on. I keep saying this. We don't know what's going on. We don't want to be sorry. We want to make sure that we have some food put away aside. Cardella Behave. I don't if you're still here. This is okay for the new people who not coming. This is yam I'm growing right here in a container. For the new people who now coming and didn't see from before, I'm growing yam. This is yam I have growing here in a container. So I'm just showing you guys you can grow yam in containers. You just want to make sure the container is big enough. Okay? And also, this is yam I have that I'm going to plant as well. And this yam come from this one. So I'm going to plant this separate and I'm going to plant this separate. I'm just saying, who knows? Maybe I might be able to harvest some yam, right? Yes. Okay. All right, guys. So I just want to thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm going to end the live now. Hope to see you guys next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. Hope you guys had a blessed and wonderful week. Enjoy your weekend. Happy gardening, everyone. Peace, love, and blessing to all. All right. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right, Miss Audrey. All right. Okay. How you doing, Game Boy? Thank you for stopping by. Living life with this. All right. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see. Oh, people start coming back. Oh man, okay. All right, guys. Peace and love.